This is Boxing Tickets NI in association with SB Sports Chaco. We're here at Evolution Boxing Club. Delighted to be joined for the second time with Iain Mahood. How are you, mate?
I'm not too bad. How are you?
I guess it's that period where we're just obviously after Collins card the other week, and it's that downtime, a couple of weeks in no Irish boxing. You're going, what's going on? But obviously you've been busy. Obviously you've taken the stable from one fighter to three fighters. First of all, you've added Rudy Farrell into the stable. He obviously made his debut back in March of this year. Probably had about 3 years of not getting fights. And all of a sudden now he's had 4 fights under his belt. But how did the signing of Rudy coming about? Was it sort of, I think you were helping him prepare for the fight with Colin Murphy?
Yeah, so I was helping him prepare for the fight against Colin Murphy, but it actually came around. Rudy had reached out to me about 2 or 3 years ago when he had turned over pro, or when he was thinking about turning over. And at the time, with the workload and stuff that I had on, like outside of boxing, I just had no time, nor I didn't feel it was ready to step into that side of it. But as the years went on, even through COVID, he was just persistent. Every other week there was a message. Can I come down and train? Would you be interested in training me? Would you be interested in training me? Then he got this big opportunity, and he landed one day at the gym door. Basically says he was fighting in 2 weeks. Doesn't know where he's at. He was at a bit of a loose end. Wasn't sure. Biggest fight of my life. Whatever. Might have to pull out. Whatever. So I agreed to work with him and help him out as best I could. And the same persistence that he showed over the couple of years we laugh and joke about it now, pestering me, he showed here over the 2 weeks that he had just to get ready for this fight. He was turning up at the gym way long before I was, messaging me, just letting me know he was in the town and stuff. So with that, I sort of thought, you know what, he's got the right attitude and the right drive. And when I started working with him, I realised that he was willing to listen, he was willing to learn. I think he knew he needed to take on board as much as he could, with the opportunity he had. A lot of people were sort of doubting him going into this fight as well. Listening to the remarks circulating, especially online and stuff, and the abuse that Ruadhan and his family got was awful. But everyone was expecting him to get blew away inside of 2 or 3 rounds, and I was sort of looked at it that would try and swing the pendulum here a bit. He was going to have to be willing to work, listen and do as he was told. And I think the performance says it all. Albeit he didn't get the result, but I think the performance speaks for himself. A lot of people, I think, have gained a lot of respect for Ruadhan after that fight. So, yeah.
I guess, I know more than anything, I've sort of been speaking to Rudy pretty much since he's trying to make his debut, I think back in 2018, I think it was. But obviously, I guess the good thing for him was that he's no disgrace, and obviously getting defeated in domestic dust-up, not his real weight class. Obviously now, I guess, the consistency of obviously training with Anto and obviously training with Willo Hayden, who's another new signing as well. So probably going to give him that bit more belief. Probably not if he didn't have it before, but new people, he's always been a supporter of Anto and everything else as well. So getting to train alongside of Anto and train alongside Willo, that's obviously, I'd lost count how many times Willo's won an Irish title, but having that sort of experience and that bond, probably bring him on even tenfold, and moving down to super bantamweight, which is his proper weight class as well. I'm sure you're looking forward to getting him back out. I think Mark was saying potentially back out in November.
Yeah, the November date is what's agreed now, I think, at the minute. He's going to, the heaviest he'll probably campaign at now will be super bantamweight. So he's back in the gym there this week. He had a nice week away there with the family and stuff.
A bit romantic as well. He got down on one knee and proposed to the missus.
That's it. He made it. He's got down and proposed to the missus. So yeah, life's changed dramatically since that fight. But I definitely think the stocks have risen after that fight as well, given the performance that he put in. But yeah, looking forward to getting him out in November and having the time with him that he's able to showcase a wee bit of his development and just show something different.
And obviously touching on your second signing, Willo Hayden, obviously 4-0 already. He's obviously, I guess the good thing as well is he's managed with Simon Legg. He's promoted with Frank Warren, so I guess it makes that sort of dream team more unique, that the fact that Willow's now coming up here training. I've obviously seen him train here now a couple of times, and the difference between seeing him on Saturday to seeing him today, you can see in these few couple of days that he's sort of implementing what you've sort of given him, and I guess that's music to your ears when they're doing that for you so quick and so early on.
Yeah, Willow's a really young and hungry kid who's willing to listen and willing to commit himself to whatever he needs to. He's came up this week and has put a great shift in. He's working in alongside Anto there. Ruadhan's joined in this week as well. And the improvements and the developments, as you're saying, that I've even seen in him, just his eagerness to learn and implement. Some guys you'd speak to, they just sort of nod their head and half-hearted. He does not move until it's right, till he gets it right. And I think that's sort of one of the things that drew me to him. So it was in terms of his work ethic, but then his willingness to actually want to listen and learn and take on board what you're trying to advise him.
And finally, obviously, touching on Anto, obviously his fight finally announced yesterday. Obviously, it's been, I guess, probably anybody online that's sort of friends with Anto or friends with yourself and seeing things. Wembley cancelled, Madison Square Garden cancelled, and obviously just sort of getting to the stage you're going, he's just going to bow out. You know, I know that mentally and things are very tough as well, but I'm sure probably more so that you're delighted now that it's been announced he's going to be fighting in the Joyce Parker card on the 24th of September.
Yeah, absolutely delighted. I mean, wow, what a roller coaster year it's been with Anto. Like, yeah, a couple of times I thought, flip, are we ever gonna get him back? Into the game, he got a real sickener a couple of times this year, and it took a good wee bit of work, and again, just giving him a support base, really, to give him motivation and the belief in himself, just to hold off, just hold on in there. We had meetings and stuff with Frank Warren and his new manager Simon Legg, couple of months back now, and they promised to deliver, and that gave him the wee bit of fire in his belly that he needed to get him back into the gym again. So they've delivered on their promise, and Anto's really putting the graft in. I've never ever seen him as hungry in my life. You've seen him train yourself. I'm sure you can get that thing off him. He's pushing like he's never pushed before. He's punching harder than I've ever felt him hit before. So I'm really looking forward to the performance that he puts in. And I definitely think that this fight's been simmering for a while. And I definitely think now that we've got it over the line, providing Magnesi turns up on the night, I think a win against an unbeaten champion will absolutely propel Anto. He's worked all his life for this, and I honestly don't know anyone else who deserves it more than him. And he has the backing of everyone, and I wholeheartedly believe, with doing film study on Magnesi, we're really breaking it down. I really believe that Anto potentially can knock this guy out.
As I was just going to sort of touch on, obviously Magnesi, I think from not watching too much of him, it probably reminds me a bit of Ronnie Clark, that obviously Anto fought in 2015 in Scotland. Seems to be obviously come forward, probably maybe, I don't want to say too much because obviously people will look in, you know, watch interviews and obviously try and get analysis, but obviously it looks as if he's tailor-made for Anto, and I guess proofs in the pudding, I guess game plans sometimes go out the window in fights. Is that more down to you now trying to control Anto over the next 5 weeks and keeping him grounded, because opportunities like this don't come along too often? Manchester Arena, 20,000 people. You know, we obviously talked and laughed and joked about Wembley, about you obviously going to have a fight with someone in the crowd, just so you can say you had a fight at Wembley. But is now the next 4 or 5 weeks now and keeping his mindset correct for the fight, with the belief that he knows he's going to go out there and, you know, it probably takes 3 or 4 men to stop him from claiming what he's long overdue?
Yeah. Anto's never had an opportunity as big as this ever in his life, and in terms of his whole boxing career, you know yourself, nothing. He's had no opportunity as big as this. He's had a lot of ups and downs in his career, and a lot of sort of people taking off him what they can and making the use out of him as best they can. So the opportunity he's got now, he has never been as clear-minded and solely focused, with no distractions, no nothing. He's in good form, he's focused, he's geared up, he's ready to go. He knows what he has to do, and I can't see Anto making a mistake here at all. He's not even 100% focused, he's 1,000% and more focused on the task at hand, and I can't see him making a hiccup or letting the pressure sort of getting to him and him getting caught up in a fight. He's too clever for that. He's far too clever for that. He's been around the game. He's had the lows that no one else has had. Do you know what I mean? So this fight changes his life. He knows that if he takes his eye off the ball, it could swing the other way, or he may end up in a bit of a dogfight, which will probably come in bits of this fight. But with Anto's mindset at the moment, as I say, never been as strong, never been as focused. I believe this is Anto's time, and I think everyone around him, I think, believes it too. And you can sense it. You've been in the gym. There's a different buzz around him, even in how he carries himself. So I honestly believe September 24th will be Anto's life-changing moment.
Fingers crossed, I totally echo that. Want to leave, obviously, finally with two questions. My missus has obviously been always torturing me to ask questions. First question she wants me to ask you is, if you go into the shop, you have £1 in your pocket, what chocolate bar are you buying, past or present?
Good question. Probably be a Galaxy bar.
Like just a normal plain Galaxy?
It would be a toss-up between that and the Galaxy Caramel. They're both nice with a cup of tea.
And she's got another great question as well. So obviously she believes in the afterlife as well. So obviously you end your life as a human and you're coming back as an animal. Which animal are you going to be and why?
Be a bird.
And why would you want to be a bird?
Because I could shit on a lot of people from a great height. Certain individuals from a great height. And I'd take pleasure in it too.
I guess that's a good answer.
I don't actually know what it would come back as now, to be honest. Here, in all seriousness, I don't know, actually. That's a good one.
I think the more you think into it, sometimes you go, well, maybe about this, because it's my own personality in this. But I guess you're going to have different decisions. She's going to be glad now, and she's probably maybe going to say to me later on, tell Iain there were good answers or tell Iain there were bad answers, you know. But obviously, thanks very much for having another chat with us. We'll obviously look forward over the next 5 weeks, and I'm sure more than anything you'll be delighted, and the new.
Yeah, 100%, and the new. Next time we'll hopefully be getting an interview of a world title round our waists.
Well, thanks very much for your time, Iain.
No worries, thank you.
Take care.